Alright, so talking about momentary time sampling, this is when the observer records whether or not the target behavior is occurring at the moment the time interval ends. Now this is going to differ from your partial interval recording. If you can remember, that is when you're going to record if a behavior happened at any point during the interval. It could happen for 1 second. It has to happen at least once during that interval to be counted as an occurrence. And it's also different from your whole interval recording, because the whole interval is suggestive that the behavior you're targeting has happened the entire interval. So basically, when the interval is ending, you look up, and if that behavior is occurring, there has been an occurrence of that behavior. So this is used to measure continuous activity that is easily identified. So the example that we're going to be using today, and a common example, is on-task behavior. So this type of sampling or recording is great for a teacher that has a busy classroom and has a student that really struggles to be on task and is all over the place, and they just don't have time when they have, anywhere from 10 to 20 students to check on that child every couple seconds. So the advantages are going to be that obviously you're not constantly having to look, so that is not required. But the disadvantage is that it can over or underestimate data. However, I did find in Cooper that when the interval is greater than 2 minutes, it is likely to over or underestimate the data. However, if it's less than 2 minutes, it's more likely matched to a continuous measure. So there is that. In the example we're going to give today, as much as I'd love to give an example and model how you take data on behavior that lasts minutes, we're going to do intervals of 5 seconds, just so you at least get a chance to see what it's like to collect momentary time sampling. So lastly, this is not recommended for a low frequency, short duration behavior. So how are we going to collect data today? So this is going to include a plus indicates an occurrence of the target behavior, and a 0 indicates the non-occurrence. And then after that, all the occurrences are added up, then divided by the total intervals to generate the percentage of total intervals. So let's go ahead and try it. Like I mentioned earlier, we're going to use 5-second intervals. Our target behavior today is attending to a task. So that's going to be eyes oriented to the book page. A plus is going to equal attending to the task or an occurrence, and a 0 is going to equal not attending to a task. And that may look like looking away from the book or putting the book down. So let's keep in mind that momentary time sampling is used to decrease behavior. So in this instance, what we want to increase is attending to a task, and what we want to see decrease is the time they're spending not attending to the task. So our results have indicated that there were 5 occurrences of attending to the task, or book in this case, out of the 12 intervals, which gave us a total of 42%. It's not great. However, you in real life would implement an intervention to help encourage more attending to the task, and you would want to see this percentage to go up. And so you basically want to see more pluses and less zeros. And please let me know if you have any questions.